This is a TXT and these are some themes. That's right, today is the day. TxTs Treasury finally receives multiple themes. But well, before we can actually get to the main event of today's episode, there of course need to be some changes to the dashboard again. Now the first important change is that I have sort of decluttered the pie charts a little bit. In the last version you actually could have theoretically infinite amount of slices in the pie chart, which of course never looks good and also isn't really telling you a whole lot at this point anymore. So now I'm just showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then all the other data points are summed together into an other point. Well, and I've also sorted it, so this is now all in descending order. I also did the similar thing for line charts actually. As you can somewhat tell, those line charts are now in descending order as well. That means, well, I've sorted them after the last data point. As you can tell, the darkest point is always the highest here. And while with the pie charts I introduced a new other slice, I didn't introduce another line because that I don't think makes a whole lot of sense here. I mean, that would be like summing together some maybe positive and maybe some negative values. And I don't think that would tell you anything interesting. I've thought about averaging them out, but that was, yeah, all a little bit more complicated than what I wanted to do for a quick little update. So I decided to just show the 3 highest and 3 lowest lines. And of course, time will tell if that actually makes sense. Probably it's not the best idea, so I might just change it up again in the future as well. And with that we now come to a new area of TxTs Treasury, and that is the settings page. So this will be where you will now find all your user settings. The first thing that I've actually already implemented is the update password functionality. So you can now update your password, and I already have the settings element to change your theme, which is of course the main thing that I'm going to implement in this update. As you can tell, there isn't really any functionality to it yet, and that is gonna change now, I guess. There are of course different ways to go about adding multiple themes. Using media queries is probably the easiest. Media queries allow you to apply CSS styles based on browser properties like the size of the window. They can also be used to detect the system color scheme, which can then be used to create a light and a dark theme that changes automatically based on your system preferences. However, I want to have more than 2 themes and also give you the option to change the theme independently of your system's preferences. Doing something custom would of course be an option, but I chose the simpler solution of just using an external module. I'm usually not a big fan of introducing third-party dependencies like this, but I still chose the Next Color Scheme module as it integrates seamlessly and is easy to use. Well, after I actually installed the correct version of the color mode module, it's actually working now. So as you can see, I can now change the background color already just by going through all those themes, and then when I go to the dashboard or to transactions, it actually carries through. Isn't that nice? Now all I have to do is, well, creating the themes, I suppose. Yeah. Now I have actually some theming implemented. Well, I should rather say that I have prepared the theming, or well, I actually did a bit of a change, but you can't see that. Now we have a dark theme that is actually working. That's the thing that I'm trying to say actually. And I've also added a none theme, by the way. This will maybe come in handy later for testing. And that's the same as all the other themes because they're not really implemented yet. But as you can see, when I don't have a theme selected, then everything is, well, default basically. And then I can implement colors and stuff. Because yeah, right now you can see there isn't really any color going on whatsoever. Well, that is now the light theme done in its first version, I guess. I did have some troubles with the charts here, because of course the legends here or the grid lines, that all is not really styled through CSS. That's all in the config object for the, well, the chart.js stuff. but with some conditional logic that I don't really like, but is necessary. I think I managed, as you can see, to make this all black in the light theme. Yeah, I must say I'm actually kinda surprised how decent this looks, because I'm generally a dark theme kinda guy, but yeah, I think I could get used to this as well. This is the monochrome theme. It actually is quite a lot darker than the dark theme. But yeah, I actually also really like this, to be honest. It's a very dark theme overall, and it also doesn't really have a lot of color, so in a way it isn't really distracting, maybe? I don't know. It's not that difficult to guess, but this is the black theme, yeah. I guess this is defined by how dark this all is. It's just not even dark, it's, well, black. Exactly what this is supposed to be. And with that, we now have all the 4 themes implemented. I'm pleasantly surprised by how well the themes look, and I hope that they won't be a pain to maintain throughout future updates. The next update isn't really planned out yet, as I'm going on a 2-week vacation. It will probably contain some smaller fixes, design improvements, and new chart colors. I'm also already thinking about a big new feature for the update after that. Well then, get subscribed so you don't miss that. Have a great time and see you all soon.